This is Vermont Game with Warframe Breakdown, where we break down Warframe so you can be broken in Warframe. So we've just finished the Cambion Drift, and now we're going back in, and we are going into the Necralisk. We just came from a mission, and as you can see that we have a set of doors that open that are very Orican in nature that bridge us between the city world and the open world. So we started out there, then we came in here. However, if we were to just go ahead and leave the Necralisk, we'd actually come in a different spot, which I think is kind of sort of cool. So there's multiple entries into this sort of location, which I'm really grateful that they were actually able to implement. I just want them to see them implement more of these types of entries into the game, mostly because every further bit they get with making multiple entrances into the game, the more connected they can make the origin system feel between orbiter and location and orbiter and railjack and all that jazz. So we're just going to go ahead and go into the Necralisk here, and instead of actually populating where the double door is at, where we were going back and forth first, we're going to go to be at a different spot. Instead, it's kind of like we got a secret entrance into the Necralisk location, which you'll probably find out as you play through it multiple times. You might wonder, hey, I'm not spawning at the double doors. Why am I not spawning directly inside of the double doors every now and then? And I'm not entirely sure if that was what they initially intended, was to be always at the double doors or what, but I just thought it was kind of cool that these places have multiple places of entry rather than just from always spawning at the double doors, and as if you've always come back from one or the other. So, yep, here we are. Here's the Necralisk, and we're going to be introduced to a couple of characters. Spoiler alert, some of these people have names. You will find out why those are as you can continue on leveling up with these particular syndicates. So here we go. We got Otak, which we've already met through the quest line. He is our miner. Now, what I really like about these syndicates versus the other open world syndicates is when you complete a mission, you come out with coins, and those coins are kind of like standing, and that standing is saved, essentially. You don't have to if you're trying to level up with the general Entrati family syndicate, you don't have to do that mission over and over and over and get standing. Instead, we can get things like these extraction expeditions, and we can get these coins. Now, these coins are the standing. So if we go out and we find 7 Hecrophron and 15 Narmalon, we can purchase this, and we can purchase these coins, and then we can go in and we can go browse wares, and we can spend it for we'll actually turn it into standing, and then we'll get the standing here, and then we can actually turn it into these. So I went ahead and purchased some coins. Otak here also has some specials for mining needs. Now I purchased some coins. Now I'm going to go to this person over here called Grandmother. Grandmother is where you will do all of your standing upgrades. So if we click on Grandmother and we go to trade tokens for Entrati standing, we can actually trade in these Otek tokens that we got, and they will give us 100 standing per each coin. If you notice, the unit that each coin gives is relatively the same. Honestly, I feel like this one should be giving more. Like, they've already changed it so it's 500, but I think it should be a lot more than 500. Just simply because the amount of effort it takes to get even one of these tokens and to only get 500 standing, I don't know. These ones are a lot easier, especially these mother tokens. These mother tokens are incredibly easy to get. So that's how you'll get your standing, and then if you get grandmother tokens, you can exchange grandmother tokens for items. She has her own list of syndicate items, and then if you exchange items or other family tokens, you can get grandmother tokens. So let's see if there are any items that we probably might be interested in trading. Definitely not getting rid of my son tokens. No way. Here we go. Oh, nope, that one still has son on it. Otak, father, daughter. That one might be worthwhile. We'll go ahead and purchase that one. And now I just got 3 mother tokens. And so I could take those in and trade them. So that is Mother. Mother has just kind of random oddities. Now, Father's is kind of like Hawk from Plains of Eidolon. So his name is Vilcor. Spoiler, his name is Vilcor. And if we go to parts requisition, this is kind of just resources that we can trade in, things that we found, and we can get tokens from him. So we'll go ahead and we'll purchase a token there. The browse wares items that he has, all weapons. Now, they're supposed to be adding an update to this where we're supposed to be getting infested kit guns. They haven't released it yet, so all we have available are guns and some really overpowered mods. With that being said, you're going to want to level up with him so you can get these weapons and try them out for yourselves. I think they're pretty cool. I recommend everybody should try and get them. Definitely worthwhile. So that's Vilcor, or aka Father. You'll probably see him as Father first. And then we have Mother. Oh, our beloved Mother. Now, the interesting thing about Mother is, so you go to Grandmother to go get the standing. Then you come to Mother to actually go up in rank. So if we do Entrati standing, we can rank up, and then we'll get so many items. Now, what I really, really like about this update versus the other open worlds is that when you rank up, you get a short clip where you kind of sort of see the family bonding together, and they're granted names. As you saw, Vilcor is Father, but he's no longer named Father. He's called Vilcor. So I really like that aspect because it adds a little bit more than just ranking up. Because a lot of times you'll be in the open worlds and you'll rank up, and it's like, well, cool, what can I do now? And what was the point of that? Like, you have to go and try to find it amongst all the other locations and all the merchants on what really was beneficial to ranking up. But here, like, you get a nice little clip, and so you at least, you get kind of sort of a lore and a story aspect, which I really have a deep appreciation for. So yeah, and you can activate bounties from here, and Mother will take you on the bounties, and look, hey, our beloved Isolation Vault. Okay, so we'll go this way. Isolation Vault sounds like something that happened in the past few months. I won't give a name to it, but that's what it sounds like. And so as you can see, I've already ranked up a little bit. So we got another person by the name of Sun, or Karameros, and he is your animal guy. Now, with our animal guy, he gives us, we'll go just like this. These are modular companions, which is pretty cool. We got modular companions, and then part of this update, we're also getting like modular infested kit guns. Like, that's pretty dope. So here we are, modular companions. As you can see, we can change aspects about him. His nose changed when we chose the different things, but it's not just that his nose changed. If you read these carefully, their stats change. So I'm thinking probably that one. Going to change his tail, mostly because alloy armor. Dude, that is dope, assuming that you don't come across any enemies that procs radiation, but that would be dope. I would imagine Eidolons would probably be your biggest worry about that, or you could actually kind of tailor the companion to survive against particular enemies a little bit better than others. So those are Kubros, and then we have Kavats. Here we go. So now you don't actually have to get a Kavat by getting all those genetic codes from the rest of the nodes. You can actually just come here, and bada bing, bada boom, we'll just actually go ahead and produce a Kavat. So, pretty cool. He also has some wares. The most interesting thing, and we'll get into this in another video, the helmet segment here. This is very, 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 very important. So make sure you save up at least 15,000 standing while you're going in between and ranking up. Absolutely incredible. And then you got the experimental mode, which is gilding essentially, so you can actually color and customize it. And then we have Daughter. I feel every single time I talk to her, she's always winking at me and flirting with me, and it makes me feel a little uneasy, not gonna lie. It's like, bro, I'm 12. Like, chill. So, exocrine systems. Yeah, and so we'll just basically, kind of like how it was with Father, you go out, you find some stuff, and you give them to her, and she gives you some coins. And then you can browse wares. And then she has our spears, our two particular different types of spears. So at the change of the day today, I'll probably be getting this. And then you can also get some refined Voam residue. So this is kind of nice. So you can get Voam residue from out in the Cambion Drift, and then you can come and get processed ones, and it's kind of like getting additional tiers of rarity. So you use the residue that's outside to get like make it a little bit better, and then to increase your chances of getting better companions or better fish to actually spawn in, you use this processed stuff. And you can, it looks like you can get some orkin fish as well. So I'm really excited to see these orkin fish. Let's see, we got this orkin fish. Like, holy cow, that looks dope. Just from a fish and cosmetic standpoint, those are incredible. This one almost looks like it, all except like it got bad or got burnt or fried or something. Not nearly as good and elegant as this orkin fish. So pretty interesting. Very, very, very interesting. So now there's one last syndicate that we haven't gone into. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you haven't completed the War Within quest, spoiler alert! Spoiler. Actually, matter for that fact, it's probably if you haven't even completed the second dream. So just get to this star chart. That way you can see this aspect. So we're going to go into our Tenno, and then whoa, blah, 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 blah. Look at that. Fabulous. Now this is where you get your Necromech parts and items. So you have to go into your Tenno, and then you have to come over here and talk to Lloyd. So if you talk to Lloyd, you got Necraloid standing. You can rank up with him. We can view his offerings, and he offers the very first Necromech. They're coming out with the second Necromech. The one that we currently have is called a Void Rig, and the Void Rig will go into a little bit further detail. And then they also have the Cortege blueprint, which is an arc gun. And can you equip this to the heavy? Yes, and we'll go a little bit more into detail about that in another video. So here we go. We'll exit that, and in order to rank up with them, you have to do get standing, but you get standing from the isolation vaults. When you're in the isolation vaults, you'll come across enemy necromechs, you'll have to kill them, and then they'll drop these items here, and you'll turn these in for standing. If you get the Animus Matrix, it's 5,000 standing. Orkin Ballistics, it's 2,500 standing. And if you get the Orkin Orientation. Now, they did make an update since they've made several updates to the isolation vaults since launch. With that being said, you can go into the isolation vault and you can complete one bounty, and then you'll get the orientation. If you complete the second one, then you'll get the ballistics, and then if you complete the third one, you'll get that. So it's kind of a way of actually gauging and guaranteeing your standing consumption as you play throughout the game. Before, there was it was kind of weird. I wasn't entirely sure if they had the other two tiers in. I just know that when you did go to Mother, it would glitch out if you picked the third bounty. So glad they made some updates to the isolation vaults. It's made it a lot easier to actually get these items and to make it very easy for everybody to get their necromechs like I have. Now, as you continue to go up in standing with Necraloid and Mother, you can come down here and there'll be a story that plays out about what happens here. I got a lot of theories going on about this. After we fully max out with the Syndicate, we'll go into a lot of those theories about who the people are inside of these stories here, but I'll leave that for you guys to go ahead, and I'll do that a whole thing in another video. We'll play through it, and then we'll have a talk about it at the end. Now, what I really like is I can use transference, and it'll warp me back to the end. So that was Vamata Kane with Warframe Breakdown. We'll break down the next update in Warframe. Catch you guys later.